trim the front part.
Yeah.
Are you
How do
recording
I
now?
look, though? I mean, okay.
You look like Schitt's Creek.
So save it for the camera.
It's on now.
Oh.
Okay, so you starting? Who's starting?
It's not me.
Yeah, I thought you
It
did.
was you. I'll do it. All right. Welcome to today's edition of the Rock Cave. Here we are in the beautiful Adirondack Mountains. We're here looking at the leaves. It's called leaf peeping, or as some people like to call it, leaf porn.
Right. Yeah, some people.
It's a PG
That's
show.
the first time
Mostly
hearing
ham.
that, but yes,
Right.
that's true.
And the Pierces are here on vacation, and yet again we are hijacking their podcast. So here we are.
And the bookends are not saying anything yet, so we're going to work on that, I think. But
We're going to warm up. We're going to get there soon.
we are your hosts. I'm Mark Pierce, as usual, and
Dwight.
of course, Sara, and we have Lila on camera. We were just talking about this. We are basically just rolling with it. We're just going to sit here and chat for just a few minutes, right?
Coffee talk.
Yeah,
This is all
coffee
off the
talk.
cuff.
Right, yeah,
All off the
off the cuff. So we looked at the calendar, and we're going to do today's date in history and a little bit of yesterday's as well. So October 11th and 12th. Who wants to start? October 11th?
So when we started talking about what are we going to do today, I saw that Jesus Christ Superstar had made its Broadway debut. And again, you were like, absolutely not. And then I saw that John Denver, somebody very near and dear to all of our hearts, especially those of us that grew up in the 70s and watched the Muppets.
Which we did. We all did. Yes.
John Denver died on this day. But what is so significant about that, besides his death, is the fact that Annie's song was #1 on the charts on this day several years before he passed away.
1974.
So, yeah.
Do we know anyone named Ann or Annie?
Well, also my name, and so I've always believed that song was written about me. Like most songs are probably written about me.
Right.
Well, didn't we have a
Like, Hey,
Hall and
Donna.
Oates thing for today also?
Oh,
and
Hall and
also
Oates.
they have a song written about me.
Oh,
Sarah Smile.
Sarah.
Yeah.
And it's Daryl Hall's birthday was yesterday, the 11th.
There you go. See?
Right. So you had the smile, and I fill up your senses. Well, okay.
Right. And he wrote that on a chairlift. That's what I read.
That's
in
right.
10
in
minutes.
like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It
So
was
what
about
are we doing today? What did we decide on?
Well, we haven't gotten to that yet because we
Well,
still
I
have
know.
some. Right. So we still have
like
on
this
this date in 1967. We were just talking about this. The Doors played Danbury High School in their gymnasium to 2,000 people. I had to look up why. They were supposed to play in Western New England College, but they had a mechanical problem, so it got moved to Danbury High School right before the Doors basically
Got banned.
and was all that crazy stuff was happening. But they put on a show in a high school auditorium, 2,000 people. That's pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We wanted to fact check that. Can you fit 2,000 people in a high school auditorium? It feels like a fire hazard.
It probably was, but it's the 70s. There were no rules. Remember, people hitchhiked to that show. They interviewed some 17-year-old kids that hitchhiked from Brewster, New York. And you could just hitchhike in the 70s, and it was totally fine. And there was a good chance that you were not going to be killed.
Right. You always should get in the van. Get in
Right.
the van.
And if you disappeared,
Get in the van.
no one knew because
Right.
they didn't even do the milk carton thing
Right.
yet,
Are
right?
there disclaimers that you can put on
mean-
the end of the show for things that Ann's saying? She's saying get in the van,
know
get in
what?
the van. And if the kids are watching, don't get in the van, kids.
There's
Yeah,
a-
whatever you do, don't get in the van.
There's a 50% chance there's candy. Always get in the van.
100% chance you'll disappear, right?
Always
Exactly.
get in the van.
Always, right. So that was it for dates, right? Is that what we got?
Yeah,
so.
that was
Yeah.
it.
All right. So for song of the day, we were talked about doing Hall and Oates even before I knew it was Daryl Hall's birthday, because their greatest hits came out on this date in like 1984 or 5. But we're going with something different. We're going with Berlin, the band Berlin. They put out their record Pleasure Victim on this date in 1980. What did we say? 1982.
82.
Yeah. So who are Berlin? Are they from
They're
Germany?
not even German. They've never. It's like I don't even think they've been to Germany. They're from LA, and their original name was
to.
The Toys.
The Toys.
And
With a
then they-
male lead singer.
with a male lead singer, and they decided that they wanted to have this more vibe, this European funky vibe, so they changed their name to Berlin.
Right, and they had a different female lead singer for like a day.
Right. And then they got that
And
woman,
they had
Terry.
Terry Nunn was
Yeah.
like the singer, and then
Right.
she wasn't, and then she was for this record. So she came back for this record,
Right.
and
And it was a one hit. It was supposed to be a one-off.
yeah, and it was like
The
an
one-
EP. There were only 7 songs on
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
but it
well-
turned out to come. It was very popular.
Well, I think what made them the most popular was Top Gun, because they did take, or at least
Which
in
was
my
after
opinion,
that.
I feel
Yes.
you like cringing, but
I do. Right.
that Take My Breath Away in Top Gun. Who doesn't remember that?
1986. How can you
Right?
not? Right.
Everybody wanted to be a pilot, and everybody wanted to
was
ride
a
a
great
motorcycle,
video. Right.
and everybody wanted to
Kelly
be Kelly McGillis.
You're right. Yes.
And yeah, so that was an amazing song, and it's too bad that Top Gun 2 didn't come out this summer.
It was supposed to.
It was supposed to on my
forgot about that.
birthday.
Yeah,
I guess we're
first
waiting
week of
for
July.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
wow, I forgot about that.
Next summer.
So Pleasure Victim comes out. It's on a small label. It's an independent label, and the song that made it popular was that song called "Sex." I'm in parentheses. Do you remember that song? Where she talks about being a geisha.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm a geisha. She recorded that. They recorded that thinking that they would only be able to play it on K-Rock, because they were right. The song was banned on most radio stations except for K-Rock, and they played it, and that was an unexpected hit, and it sold 25,000 copies of that record. And so they actually got picked up by Geffen, and it was actually released in January, re-released on a bigger label, and that's when you heard the Metro and Masquerade,
That's great.
Yeah.
and those are big hits. That's their biggest selling record. It's even bigger than their Top Gun record, because they didn't really have a. And was that even on an album from Berlin?
it
It
was
was just on the
only
soundtrack.
soundtrack.
Yeah, so there you go. So it's their biggest selling record. And what was Terry Nunn famous for? Her look.
Oh, she
Dwight?
had a black stripe in her hair, platinum blonde with a black stripe. It
Yeah,
was such a cool look in the 80s.
built for
Kinda still
MTV.
is.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
I think it works. We saw them in concert. Was that last year?
Yes, 1 year ago in September. Yep.
And they were fantastic. I mean, we were blown away. We had no idea.
And they
We
sounded great
opened for
live.
what, B-52s?
And OMD.
And B-52s
OMD.
was terrible.
B-52s was terrible.
Which
We
were
kinda knew
probably
that.
gonna not like that, but they weren't. They were way bad.
I was
Berlin
preparing
was
myself
great.
for them to be bad, and they were bad, and Fred Schneider is grumpy. But OMD was awesome, and Berlin was awesome.
Yeah.
They were like, I will see them again, both those bands again. Terry Nunn was unbelievably
great.
good. And she
Her
came out in the
voice is
crowd.
fantastic
Yeah.
still.
She walked into the crowd and sang "Take My Breath Away" in the crowd, right?
Yeah,
she came
yeah,
out
she
for
played
that.
And
off
it
the
literally
stage.
took your breath
It
away.
did.
did.
We were.
Figuratively
It-
and literally.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance to see Berlin and or OMD, do it,
Oh,
because
OMD
they are
is
still
awesome.
really,
Yeah.
really good.
Relevant
B-52,
and-
sorry, you can.
Yeah.
It's all right. You can
Yeah.
skip that.
Right. Do you have your Rock Cave T-shirt on?
I do. Of course I do. 'Cause I'm a rock caver.
Yes, yes, yes,
Are you
yes.
kidding me?
We
I wear
decided
this all the time.
we decided today at breakfast that we're fanalos, except that doesn't really work. So I think that we need to come up with a new name
Yeah.
for being your biggest fans.
Fierce.
Oh, that's good.
There you go. That's a good one.
Fierce.
Because
Fierce
you're
is-
playing off of Pierce,
Right,
as
yeah.
if we had to explain that to
Yeah, right.
everybody. in
Well, that's
case
okay.
I
they-
got it. I
yeah,
got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
All right, we can do that.
Look how good you are, like that. You
Like
got
that,
it.
quick.
Yeah.
Not just a pretty face
Right.
and a nice t-shirt.
You're right.
Right.
You're not just a pretty face.
Right. All right, so that's it, right? We're doing Berlin, and we're gonna do the Metro for
Metro.
Song of
The
the Day,
Metro,
right?
Riding
Who doesn't
Around the
remember that
Metro.
song? That's a great
Right.
song.
That's going to be an earworm for you all today.
Yeah, and
You're welcome.
Lila, what are we at now? Are we at 10 minutes or 12 or 13 minutes? 9?
That's
Oh,
a
that's
bad
pretty
day.
good. We got more
Why
time.
don't we riff a little
We-
bit?
yeah, right. What are we gonna...
As opposed
Has
to what
anybody
we've
been
already
to
been
Germany?
doing.
Does anybody have a story
Oh, you-
about Berlin?
Oh.
Okay, yes,
all
right.
right.
Has anyone ever actually
Fine.
been to Berlin,
So-
since we're talking about the band Berlin?
Yes.
I'm so glad
So-
you asked.
So, God, I'm so glad you asked. So, yes, I've been to both East and West Berlin when it was East and West Berlin. And I had gotten a piece of the wall when the wall came down in 1989.
That is awesome. Do you have it with you?
I actually don't because I threw it away. Who was that? I was cleaning my room years later, and I was making fun of it because there's this piece of the actual Berlin Wall, and I thought nobody's going to believe me
know.
that this is a piece of the wall. And there was a town in Chicago near to where I grew up called Berwyn. And my brothers would always say, that's not the Berlin Wall, that's from the Berwyn Wall. But I ended up very, very stupidly throwing it out when I was trying to declutter, and I'm sorry that I did that. So I do not
did that
have
with a
it.
piece of the pyramid that I had too. Just
What?
just threw it away. That,
you know
and then
what?
before that, a corner of the 10 Commandments. I had a little piece of that, and I just was like, who needs it?
It's like, all in all, we're just another brick in the wall.
Literally.
Right? In the end, right?
That hurt. That landed.
All right. So.
Oh, wow. That's our Berlin story. You
That's
threw
our
away a
Berlin.
piece of the
I
wall.
had
That's
it,
right.
and I don't anymore.
All right.
Just like my youth.
Well, if you go to Mountain Man today, you're going to get re-energized, because that's how I got this puffy
That is a great-
orange jacket
yeah.
and this
Give your
shirt right
plug
here.
to our sponsor,
yeah,
Mountain Man.
local
Wow.
Mountain Man Sports. Thank you very
That's
much for
right.
hooking me up.
Things are on sale.
Old Forge, New
Old
York.
Forge,
Old
New York.
Forge, New York. Yeah, we bought the place out, but there's a little bit of stuff left where you can go back and check and see.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks for having us on
Yeah.
again. We'll see
I'm
you.
so
in,
pleased to be on.
When are we
Yes,
back
Dwight, you
again?
made
In
his
New Year's,
debut,
we'll be-
right?
Oh, I thought Dwight was in a little bit of the.
No.
Oh,
did
yes,
he
from
get-
afar. You were in the water, were you not?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You did the lift.
Yeah, you did the lift in the water.
That's
that was
right.
you.
I did do that.
See?
Yeah, right.
I did do that. That's
See?
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was from afar. This is
Yeah.
up close.
I just got attraction last week from that lift too.
So now I'm fat. And
That's why I'm back.
That's right. All right, so we're gonna go on a hike. You're gonna go on a boat, right?
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know you can't get pushed in front of anything on the boat, so you're good.
Right.
So,
No, good.
All right. So, song of the day, Berlin, the Metro. Enjoy it. Have a great day, and
See you on the flip side.
see you on the flip
I
side.
thought it was catch you on the flip side.
I know.
Oh
I,
shit, we didn't.
Have I,
Yeah,
I
you're
just,
right.
I'm sorry.
Lila,
Take
Lila.
two.
Okay.
1, 2,
Catch you on the flip side.
And let's do it again.
One.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, and we'll catch
Catch
you on the flip side.